leaves you free. Isn't that pretty cool? I think so too. Now I'm going to read Charles Fillmore, who is the founder of Unity, along with his wife Myrtle. I want to read their definition of light from the Revealing Word. The understanding principle in mind, in divine order, it always comes first into consciousness. Light is a symbol of wisdom. When Jesus said, I am the light of the world, he meant that he was the expresser of truth in all its aspects. Light, inner, the illumination of spirit resident in the center of every man's being and woman's. I think that's a really absolutely beautiful, beautiful, beautiful reading. So now I want to read my Be the Light, and I will tell you just a little bit about myself. I started doing acronyms. I love words. I love the English language. I think it's just really fascinating and fun. And I love to play with words, like maybe adding a letter or deleting a letter. Like one time I was writing a poem or something, and I forgot to put the L in word. And I went, oh my gosh, if I take the L out of word, world, it becomes word, and if I add it, it's world. Oh my gosh, your word is your world, because what we say creates our world. Or here, if I add a T to here, now I have heart, and if I hear with heart, or if I have the word there and I take away the T, I have there, and now I'm here because the T, so I really enjoy playing with them. So acronyms became really important to me because they really helped me remember things. Like here, how everyone assesses reality. C, sacred events everywhere. I've got them for all these things that I want to remember. Well, I have one for light, and here it is. Light. The L is for living, the I is for in, the G is for gracious, the H is for harmony, and the T is for today. Living in gracious harmony today. And that is what creates light. So we want to read what I wrote about Be the Light. What does it mean to be the light? Have you ever really thought about it? For many years, I did not. I just knew what I wanted. I wanted to be happy. I wanted to feel good. I wanted all that I thought I should have. I wanted to be lit. How does that translate? From where I am now, that translation is really ugly. In fact, it is downright narcissistic. I realized that when I was in that place, I never felt any joy or happiness. I sucked up any light that was there. I wanted to be filled so badly. The true sorrow in all of it was that I wanted and needed so much. I just did not have a clue as to how I could feel better. Then, through the grace of God, I saw the light. I saw the truth. The only way I could feel better was to assist others in feeling better. When I was sad, do something to make another happy. If I felt poor, give something to someone else. When I felt desperate, give hope to another. Being the light is so much more than grabbing all the light for me. What a lesson this has been and still is. My goal is I want to be the light. And in order to do that, I must live in gracious harmony today. And that is the beginning. I would like to share a few more definitions about the light before I go on. Sometimes to be the light means to carry on the torch for what needs to be completed or made new. It may mean to give of yourself in a new way to a situation or cause or relationship that you were in. It may also mean to just be still and show that nothing really needs to be said at a given time until the time is right. The simple, something that illuminates, just as turning on a light switch in a dark room will bathe the room in light, so providing an example of righteousness, and therefore being a light, can help to illuminate an increasingly dark world. I love this topic because I think it's so meaningful. Again, living in gracious harmony today. So, what does that mean? Every day in our lives, we get all kinds of things thrown at us, right? You took on a new job, Rod?
Right.
And you might have some cantankerous customers coming in, especially now when things aren't there, or when they've gone way up in price, or just because they're having a bad day and you happen to be standing in their path. Those are the choices that we can make daily. And sometimes, well, I'm going to talk about myself. My first instinct is to get my feathers ruffled and think about what I would really like to say to that person or about that situation. But now I've kind of learned a semi-new skill, or I'm going to call it a new skill. I step back, I take a breath, I let it go, and I think, what do I really want to say, and how does it serve me, and what does it mean to me? And what are the results if I do say this? What do I think is going to happen? Now, if I want to be the light, I have a totally different job to do. Because if I want to be the light, I need to do something where I feel good about it and hopefully shine it brightly enough that perhaps it can change the trajectory of that other person whom I am encountering. And I have to tell you, it isn't always easy. Sometimes people can be just downright mean. And I don't know that they mean to be mean, but we just don't know what happened. I was reading the seven, has anybody ever read, I'm sure you have, the 7 Agreements by Stephen Covey. I think it's a 7 Habits of Highly Effective People or something, yeah. That's it. The other one is the 4 Agreements, and that's by a different author. But 4 + 3 is 7, so yeah. I don't even know where that comes in. But anyway, Stephen Covey tells a story in that book, and I've never forgotten it because I thought it was so powerful. A man gets on the bus and he has, I think, 3 or 4 kids, and they're just running around, they're screaming and yelling, they're bothering everyone on the bus. And finally, this other passenger was livid. And the passenger said to the father, "What's wrong with you? You're not even watching these kids. They're running all over, they're bothering everyone. What kind of father are you anyway?" The man just looked up and said, "I'm so sorry. We were just at the hospital. My wife has just died. And you're right, I'm not paying attention." And he talked about how it changed the trajectory of that whole incident. You know, how the people on the bus changed their thoughts about what happened and what went on. So my point is, we have no clue what's happened to another human being. Even if we do, we have no way to change another human being. However, sometimes we can influence, and I'm going to tell you another story, and I don't remember the particulars. I just remember that it was amazing. The woman was interviewed on TV quite a few years ago. I think it was in an Atlanta school, and a shooter came in. And the administrative assistant, or the school secretary, whatever she was, she literally talked the man down. She started talking to him. She asked him what he was so upset about. She asked him, "Do you really want to do this?" I mean, and I think it was a long time that she talked to him. And through her connecting, and she kept pointing out that if he stopped now, you know, he's not going to be in that much trouble. He won't spend the rest of his life, in prison. And I think the man had just a really sad story. I don't remember the details of it. I just remember the power of this one woman and her bravery and her courage and her kindness. She truly was the light that day, and she truly shined her light onto that man to the point that he didn't do the heinous act that he came to do. And I thought, wow, that is power. Power doesn't come from yelling and screaming at someone. It doesn't come at making other people feel uncomfortable. Power comes from taking a situation that could be toxic, flammable, explosive, and bringing it down to a level where there's peace. Is it a lofty task? Yeah, it is. But we all can do it in little tiny ways. Like I decided years ago, I happen to love makeup. It is just something I have loved. I have worn it since I'm 12 years old. If you would ever come to my house or see me without makeup, you better get me to the hospital. Because it isn't going to happen. When I had one of my children, it was at 2 or 3 a.m. When they came in at 6 a.m., I already had my makeup on. First thing I do, all through COVID, got up in the morning, put my makeup on just like it was any other day, even though I never left my house. Why? I like it. I like to look in the mirror, and I look at a face as a canvas because I love to paint. So I don't like seeing a blank canvas. I like color, I like design, I like it, and guess what? It makes me feel good, which helps bring out the light in me, which then helps others. Plus, I think it's more pleasant for people to see a put-together person. It shows that you care about yourself. More importantly, that you care what others, how you are affecting others. I feel the same way about clothes. I don't care that I have a lot of numbers to my age. I'm going to wear fun clothes until I'm no longer on the planet. And I may like some of them so much, I'm going to ask that they get cremated with me. I just might do that. Who knows? But the point is, why not even as a person, wear clothes, wear smiles, wear things that bring joy to other people. These boots are a funny story. I happen to love them, and they definitely are a showstopper because whenever I wear them, someone will just yell out, "Hey, I love those boots." But in one situation, this lady went, "Oh my God, those boots," and she laughed at them. And I just thought that was funny, and I thought, well, that's pretty cool. My boots brought her a moment of joy. Even though it wasn't a compliment to me, I don't care. I didn't make the boots. I'm just wearing them. And it doesn't matter. But that's part of it too, that we go out in the world. And, isn't there a song about putting a smile on your face and, all of this stuff. And when you put that smile on your face and you thank the person at the cash register, thank you, Rod, when you thank the person who sings, who takes care of your legal issues, who's your friend, whatever, how is that making them feel? And then they go out and they become the light. And that's how this little light of mine helps to light up the world. Isn't that a unique concept? One thing I realized, and I hope everyone realizes this, even if we do have to pay a little more, maybe a lot more in certain places, since COVID, give me a break, guys, every person is an essential worker. Because that part-time grocery store clerk, if they weren't there during that pandemic, we wouldn't have had food. The mailman continued to bring our mail. The trash people picked up our trash. Oh my gosh, can you imagine the trash we would have had if trash wasn't picked up for almost 2 years? Well, at least a good year during the worst part. I mean, we look at it, we see all of these restaurants closing, we see things going. Everyone is an essential worker, which to me translates, every person is essential to this planet. We were all created here to do our part and to be part of that magnificent painting that is the light of the world. I want to end with the poem I wrote, and then we will do a short meditation and daily word, quotes, and Rod will sing us out. Be the light. If free will is truly a choice, this is the time. Use your voice. There is always an opportunity to fight. However, empowerment comes from being the light. Making peace when you could make war. Loving, not hating, makes you a star. Go into your heart, search your soul. Know that the light is what makes you whole. Go out in the world, touch another. Know that everyone you meet is your brother. Love your neighbor as you do you, knowing we are all affected, whatever we do. Being the light is why we are here. Living the light is something to cheer. Empower yourself. Shine your light. Share and care. Spread your wings. Take flight. Okay, so now I'm just going to ask that you all get comfortable. Find that spot and take a deep breath. And as you breathe in, feel yourself filling up with the light of the world. And as you release, feel the darkness leaving, 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 leaving only the light. And you feel it, the warmth basking over your body, lightening up your mind. You feel it moving to the heart and your very soul. And you see it, it's yellow, it's bright, the rays all around you. You even feel lighter in body weight as though you are floating. And you find that you are. And as you float, you send little rays of light down to all the dark places. And as you do, you see the darkness dissolve, disappear, and it is filled with light. And as you move and keep on giving away your light, you are soaring higher and higher and lighter and lighter. And now I ask that you stay in this place of lightness and highness, but you begin to become conscious of the room in which you are in. You hear the little sounds. You wiggle your fingers and your toes, and you take a deep breath, knowing that you are the light of the world. And so it is. When you are ready, open your eyes and focus on something you did not notice before. So I thank you all. And again, we would love to see your comments on our page. Please post this on your own page. We would so appreciate it. Next week, I will not be able to be here, so actually what I'm going to do is I'm going to record live from home on the Unity page on Saturday. So if some of you can't listen on Sunday, you can even hear it Saturday. And of course, you can listen to it on Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and all of those days if you choose. So please, again, feel free to pass it on, comment. I also want to let you know that we operate solely on your donations. So if you feel inclined to send us something, we appreciate any little amount or big amount that suits you. Again, I want to thank you all for being here with us this morning. It's a beautiful morning, and I wish you so much joy. Go out there and be the light. Match the beautiful sunshine of the day. And now I would like to turn it over to Tony.
The Daily Word is Unity's most popular publication, and we like to give some credence to it at every service. Today is Sunday, November 14th, 2021, and the word is prosperity. Good word. The affirmation is, prosperity fills my life. Current flowing through my home's wiring provides light, but first I must flip the switch to turn it on. Divine substance, the building block of creation, is the source from which my prosperity grows. But first, I must claim it in consciousness to live a prosperous life. The divine idea of prosperity is unlimited, more than sufficient to meet every need. I know true prosperity when I live from this truth. Giving freely and generously keeps prosperity at the forefront of my consciousness. I know the more I give, the more of myself I place into circulation, the more I will experience. As I give of myself, I increase the flow of prosperity in my life and in the world. And from Scripture, and he said to them, pay attention to what you hear. The measure you give will be the measure you get, and still more will be given you. That's Mark 4:24, and the affirmation again, prosperity fills my life.
Okay, thank you, Tony, and good morning, everybody. And it's a good day for a good day. Okay, birthdays that we're celebrating this month are November 3rd was Barb Nieberge. November 10th was Rick Casimir. November 22nd was Roger Cassidy. November 29th is Margaret Sitz. And anybody else who's having a birthday this month that's not on our list, we wish you a happy birthday. Okay, following up with one of my quotes from Marlene's sermon today. Remember, there's no such thing as a small amount of kindness. Every act creates a ripple with no logical end. Okay, and the other ones are, I don't know if this has happened to you, but it's happened to me in the past. sometimes memories sneak out of my eyes and roll down my cheeks. And I want to end with, thank you, God, for loving me, forgiving me, and never leaving me. Okay, Rod, it's all yours, young man.
This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. Let it shine, let it shine, let it shine. Everywhere you go, you're gonna let it shine. Everywhere you go, you're gonna let it shine. Everywhere you go, you're gonna let it shine. Let it shine, let it shine, let it shine. Everywhere we go, we're gonna let it shine. Everywhere we go, we're gonna let it shine. Everywhere we go, we're gonna let it shine. Let it shine, let it shine, let it shine.